Okay, we on? Yeah, there I am. Turn this off. Okay. This is really embarrassing. Okay, this one, oh boy. The corrections I'm referring to now are in regards to a video I did. Oh my gosh. Let me double check that. I mean, this, I had just completed the Below Ice Mountain quest. I've got the notes right in front of me, so, oh, wow. It's, yeah, it's embarrassing. Let me see if I can, if I put down the date for this. Hold on. This was April 4th of last year. Now, the video I made, I put a lot of tidbits in there in regards to preparations I made before the quest, because I had some technical issues, and instead of streaming the quest, I ended up with a screen that was just displaying the home screen of my oh, here I am trying to talk and get this thing done. Instead of streaming the quest, I ended up with just the home screen of my Twitch channel. So, yeah. And I thought I had done such a good job. So I was, you know, kind of caught off guard in mid-strut when I looked at the video at the end of all this and realized none of it was recorded. Now, there was a lot of good information on that, on the... Well, I was still steaming from this incident when I made this video, the one I'm referring to, and I put lots of information. As a matter of fact, the number one error on that video was it being so long. So let me try to run through this. Yeah, I don't want another 2-hour video. Now, I had a lot of good information, lots of good information. The problem was I also had a lot of bad information. This one was probably the most embarrassing of them. Now, when I was trying to prep for the quest, trying to gather all the equipment, I needed beef. You need to make a steak sandwich on that quest. And so I come down over here to Lumbridge. I go into the cow pen kind of thing and get my beef, right? But instead of seeing beef, I'm looking at all these white things. These cow hides. And that's all I'm seeing. Now, to my, I don't know what excuse I could make for myself, except they had just updated the whole thing, right? So this was not what you saw previously. Once upon a time, when you walked into this pen, you not only saw the cowhide, but you saw the steak, and you saw the bones sticking out from underneath the cowhide. This, what you now see, this is not the way it always was. I swear to you, last year they did not have a setup like this. I was not accustomed to the fact that I would have to come here, and I'm using the mobile here, I'm not on my laptop. So on the laptop you would right-click something to see what all your options were. When you're on your mobile, you have to press down on things to get this. So I did not see that there was anything underneath the cowhide. Oh look, the bones are sticking out from underneath there. Maybe someone complained, huh? Maybe I wasn't the only one with that problem. But anyway, if you're on your laptop or computer, you can right-click it. Otherwise, you have to press down if you're on your mobile, your cell phone. And you get all your options. Now, obviously, the one I should have gotten... Oh, well, someone already took the... all that's left is the cowhide and the bones. All right. But, yeah, if you go on attack... Press down. There you got your raw beef. Now you see in my inventory, yeah, you see the chef's hat too. We'll get to that in a minute. Press down. You select whichever option you want. Take raw beef. Okay, so the thing of it is, I went into such a spiel on that video about the runaround I had to do to try to acquire raw beef, or any kind of beef, really, for the quest. And I'm talking about the food stored in Port Sarum. I'm talking about the Barbarian Village, which, by the way, is still the closest option if you're basically focused on Varrock. But I digress. In that video, I stated that you could no longer get beef in Lumbridge. And as we just saw, yeah, no, wrong. So actually you can see the bones if you look closely from underneath there. But yeah, once upon a time, the meat actually laid on top of the cowhide. No, I am not making up excuses or making up little stories to cover my you-know-what. I swear to you, last year or whatever it was, meat used to lie on top of the cowhide. And so that confused this noob no end. I did such a runaround to try to acquire beef when I thought that for whatever reason, whatever glitch, whatever was happening, maybe the whole world decided it wanted to go vegan, or I don't know what the thing was going in my mind that I thought, why are they doing this? But, yeah, that's number one. The other thing I went on about, oh gosh, but that is probably the most embarrassing one. Again, it's the most embarrassing, but because of all the other things I had to do to make up for the fact that I no longer knew how to get beef. So, yeah, that's embarrassing. All right, let me get back out of here. The other thing I went on about is, yeah, the chef's hat. Now, I don't know how long it took me, or I was just so tired. I had been at it, just working all these other details for so long that, I don't know, I just couldn't work it well enough to just jumping at conclusions by that time then. But because I couldn't acquire a chef's hat within a certain frame of time, I guess I just assumed my level had changed so much. And I hadn't been in Lumbridge for so long. Whatever ideas were going off in my mind, I just assumed I could no longer acquire a chef's hat. It takes like 64. I old school wikied this thing. And 1 out of 64 is the drop rate for a chef's hat. So you still get the hammer. What else did I get? You still get the hammer, you still get the shears, you still get the goblin mail, and you still get the chef's hat. Your level does not affect what other creatures drop, what NPCs drop, at all. But you got to be at it for a while. So before making these corrections, I went through the entire video just to try to undo some of the mess I had managed to make for myself. All right. But anyway, the short and long of it is, your level does not affect what NPCs drop at all. Okay, I just didn't go at it long enough. In all fairness, it was a very long video, so I was already ready to wrap it up. But yeah, before I started this stream, I wanted to double check on that, because it didn't seem reasonable. Just because your level had changed at well, anyway, yeah. You don't have to pay 400 and whatever coins it was a year ago at the Grand Exchange to buy a chef's hat. Goblins still drop it, and it doesn't matter what your level is. Okay, so what else did I go on about in this? I'm just going to read through my notes, because I really don't want another 2-hour video on my hands. So, where was I? Okay. I started... Oh, potatoes. In the video, I went on and on about how potatoes weren't worth getting because it only supplies you with 1 hit point and you can't make anything out of it anyway. I stand corrected. Yes, you can make something out of it. Once your cooking level gets high enough, you can make stew out of it. And you get 11 hit points. But I more or less still hold to that as far as it not being worth troubling yourself over, because it's a lot of work to make a stew. And you can always catch salmon and get 9 hit points without all the work. I mean, in order to make a stew, you need a potato, a bowl of water, some kind of meat, either chicken or beef, and a stove to prepare it on. If you're going to go through all that, I mean, why would you go through all that? There's just better food items, and but there are 2 locations for potatoes. One of them's across from the windmill in Lumbridge, and the other one is north of the dairy cows. But even so, I still don't think it's really worth all the effort you've got to put into it. Yule logs, I also mentioned that. Cutting down Yule logs, you need 60, a level of 60 in wood cutting to chop down a Yule tree. You're only getting 200 and something coins for it. I did not check current prices. But if you're looking for something valuable to trade on the Grand Exchange, just collect spider eggs. I think that's probably the most valuable item that's tradable in the Grand Exchange. And you can collect them right there in the Varrock sewer, which is, you got to go down a manhole, which is, I don't know, between the museum and the palace, behind the armor shop guy, whatever. Wiki it. They'll show you, they'll pinpoint where the manhole is. Go down the manhole into the Varrock sewer. Spider eggs, you'll get the best price for them. So if you're looking for something to make money out of, that's going to be your best bet. Okay, what else did I made? To be fair, I put in a lot of good information in there, but yeah, too many mistakes. Definitely way too many mistakes. Okay, besides the beef, oh, general information, yeah. The Grand Exchange, people in purple outfits are the traders, and the people in the gray outfits are bank tellers. I got that one right. But I only mentioned the south entrance. There are actually two entrances to the Grand Exchange. One's in the south, the other one's on the east of the Grand Exchange, on the east side, which is the one you'll probably end up using once you start teleporting, because you end up teleporting right next to the fountain. So the east entrance is actually going to be the closest one. But way back when, yeah, I wasn't teleporting at that time, so I didn't know about anything like that. Okay, what else? Now I'm trying to read down these notes. You see I have a collection of runes. In the video, I also mentioned the fact that the only runes I thought were of any use were the nature runes and the chaos runes. Now I stated that because of the amount of money you can get selling those things on the Grand Exchange. Yeah, the thing of it is, you never use those. I shouldn't say that. If you don't tend to use magic, or you only use magic to teleport, the runes you see in my inventory now are the only ones you actually... the body runes I collected when I was going for the chef's hat. Yeah, you don't use those really either. But with... Okay, let me just drop those. Okay. So, law runes is probably the #1 runes you'll come across. As far as teleporting, as far as people who don't tend to use magic. I'm a melee fighter. I don't use magic to fight. The only time I used magic was when I was leveling up, as far as attacking anyone was concerned. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to read through my notes. There's just way too much information. Okay, runes. I said nature runes and chaos runes were the only ones worth concerning yourself with. Wrong. Law runes. Nature. I always seem to lose money when I use high alchemy spell. Okay, the high alchemy spell. I actually leveled up to 55 in magic just to be able to use that spell. It seemed so intriguing. That spell allows you to change objects into money. The only problem with that is it requires 1 nature rune and 5 fire runes. So if you're not getting at least whatever the current price is for the nature rune and whatever the current price is for 5 fire runes, plus at least 1 coin, you're losing money. No matter what you're converting. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, some people make it work for them. I always lose money using that spell, so I don't even use that spell. Chaos runes. Again, I don't fight with magic. The only time I used an attack spell was when I was leveling up. So chaos, I don't even use that. Okay, what else? So that's where the law runes come in and fire runes. Okay, you need fire runes to teleport. Okay, right. Okay, you need fire runes to teleport to Varrock. I also have water runes, that's for Falador, and earth runes, just in case I need to get to Lumbridge within half an hour from the last time I teleported there. You have to wait 30 minutes when using the H Lumbridge Home Teleport. Those are the only places you can teleport to when using free-to-play. Okay, what else did I put down here? Other runes you might find useful, even if you tend not to use magic. Air and Mind, that's needed for the lowest magic attack, Wind Strike. Useful when leveling up. And again, I put in my notes, you need to reach 37 to teleport to all the destinations I've already mentioned. Okay, I'll repeat those places. Lumbridge, Falador, and Varrock. All right? As far as I can see, that's all free-to-play can teleport to. Earth runes. Another low-level spell that's useful when leveling up, Earth Strike, is a level 9 spell. But I acquired an Earth Staff while roaming around the lava maze, so it ended up being a very cost-effective spell for me. Okay. This is obviously depends on what other equipment you have. Yeah, I'm moving around because I don't want to be booted off the system. Staffs are used in lieu of runes. In other words, if you're wielding a staff and a spell requires a particular rune, as long as you're wielding that particular type of staff, you don't need the runes. Alright, so hopefully I covered most of the mistakes I made about my comments about the runes. I've also went into a lot about containers. That was my big focal point of the video. I'm confirming, yes, pots only hold flour. I went into all the containers that can hold water. I mentioned the fact that the only container you can use for milk was a bucket. No other container can hold milk. What else? Oh, out of all the places I mentioned that spawn pots, I missed the one in Barbarian Village. The helmet shop in Barbarian Village, a pot spawns there, so you can pick one up there. Another thing I didn't mention was, what do you use the water for? 2 things as far as I can see at this point in time. You use water to make dough when you mix it with flour, or to soften up your clay when you're crafting a pot or a pie dish or a bowl. which are the only items free-to-play players can craft. Alright, so what else here? I am trying to... Okay, I used the brown thing because I was also testing... I had to go into the guild. Yeah, that was me testing the pickaxe thing. I also went into some of the mining information. So let me... Oh. As you can see, I didn't stick with iron. Nor is my defense level 1 anymore. My defense level is now 55. Which basically means I can use any armor except rune. In order to do that, you have to complete the Dragon Slayer quest. So what else we got there? Let's see, other runes you might find useful. Air and Mind. Okay, Air and Mind needed for the lowest magic attack, which is Wind Strike. Again, useful when leveling up. Did I already mention that? I probably did. Staffs, I've already mentioned that one. Okay, I was down. I don't know how I got down to that again. Alright. So, again, I'm trying to keep from getting booted off. Alright. Steel combinations. Oh, yeah, okay. Mining information. I was talking about the information that the non-player characters supplied you with that hung around the Grand Exchange. And one guy went into the prices of ores. The price levels for, different kinds of metals. And, yeah, let's see, hold on. I just wanted to give an overview of some of the mining information you may come across. Steel was another one that kind of had me running around like an idiot. Steel is a combination of iron ore and coal. And it's a lot less frustrating to smelt than iron, even when taking into account how long it takes to mine coal. Yeah, you're going to be picking at that thing forever if you don't have a decent pickaxe. Okay, let's see. Oh, all the smelting information you need can be obtained from any furnace. Alright, that's a good... Let's, where am I here? Alright, we'll just zoom out. Alright, I'm going to make my way back to the castle. Now, Lumbridge, the furnace in Lumbridge will only allow you to, actually allows you to do anything. It's the anvil in Lumbridge that sets the restriction. You can only smith bronze items. So you can go there with all the fancy metals you want and your hammer. If you don't have, if you're trying to do anything beyond bronze, it's not going to let you. So here's the... Okay, I'm really not interested in what he has to say. We're just going to go for that. Okay, any furnace, like I said, will give you all the information you need. What is this? Okay, here we are. You need at least 1 iron ore and 2 coal to smelt a steel bar. So if you're going around all the mining sites looking for steel, yeah, sorry. You're not the only one that did that. Okay, so yeah, guilty. You don't have to memorize what all these things require. You just go into any furnace, even the one in Lumbridge, and it'll tell you exactly what you need. That's the bronze. You need at least 1 copper ore and 1 tin ore to smelt the bronze bar. Okay. So again, any furnace will give you the information you need. And here's the anvil. You need a bronze bar to smelt equipment on this anvil. And they're not kidding, they mean a bronze bar. Alright, you try to smelt again, you try to smelt anything else, any other metal, forget it. You gotta go to Varrock for that. Alright. What other information did I get into? Okay, steel's combination of iron and coal. Okay, a lot less frustrating smelt. Oh yeah, when you smelt iron, you're going to lose half of your ore. Because I don't know what the thing of it is. It has to be pure enough to smelt into a bar or whatever it is. Half of your iron is going to be wasted. Which is why I think it's a lot less frustrating just to deal with steel bars. Even if you've got to go through the thing of mining coal, which does take a long time. Just get yourself, it's just a lot less frustrating to go and get yourself a decent pickaxe than trying to smelt iron stuff. At least I feel that way. Yeah, I've never purchased a rune pickaxe. It's a ridiculous amount of coins, and I'm just not going to go there. But I did purchase a mithril and an adamant pickaxe. Now, there's a big difference between an iron pickaxe and a mithril pickaxe. I'm not so sure if there's much of a difference of mithril and adamant, though. And if there is, I can't tell. I mean, they both work pretty well when you're mining coal. There might be a difference when you're mining gold, but I'm not prepared to swear about that. But yeah, you'll at least want a mithril pickaxe to mine coal, because that's frustrating enough all by itself. You don't need any added aggravations. And you can get one at Nermoth's pickaxe shop. That's at the that's located in the Dwarven Mine, which is, oh, what is that? Ice Mountain? Whatever. Look at the world map. It'll show you where it's at. Wiki old school it. It'll give you all the information you need. Oh, another thing. Yeah. If you're new at all this, don't toss your gems. Alright, as you're doing all your mining and whatnot, you're going to come across sapphires and emeralds and rubies. And occasionally you'll get a diamond. Don't just toss them. It's frustrating when you don't know what to do with them. But once you get to the point of making jewelry, and even more into making amulets, you'll regret having gotten rid of any of your gems. They're not worth anything if you try to sell them, just as they are, just gems. But once you add them to jewelry, big difference. That's where the value kicks in. So, although it is aggravating when you're trying to mine for something and you get gems that you can't really sell for anything, just fight the temptation to toss them. They will be worth something once they're added to jewelry. And don't say, oh, I'm never going to craft jewelry. You don't know that. especially when you find out how much you can get for it. So or what kind of power or protection it gives. So don't get rid of your gems just because they're not worth anything right now. They will be. All right. I think that was most of the... Oh, that was so embarrassing. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What can I say? Like I kept on saying, this is too much information. Okay? Way too much information. You easily get overwhelmed. And I swear I'm not making this up. Those beef steaks used to be on top of those cowhides. What comedian thought it was a good idea to stick them underneath the cowhides? I don't know. But it completely blew me out of the water. Okay? So, yeah, that's embarrassing, but that's the way it is. All right. And yeah, you don't have to pay for your chef hats. Yeah, that was a... Okay, I'm going to say goodbye because this is still embarrassing. All right, so where's the beef? The beef's all over the place. Yeah, Lumbridge, you still get beef in Lumbridge. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to go find somewhere to hide as I get over my embarrassment. Take care.